is the elemental bloodline of a country's economy and in turn the progress of its people. Oil accounts for more than 1/3 of global primary energy supply and more than 95% of transport energy use. Not only is oil used as fuel in our tanks, but it is also used in manufacturing majority of common everyday items. The twin forces of urbanization and industrialization has resulted in an increase of oil demand in India. According to the India Energy Outlook 2021, primary energy demand is expected to nearly double, amounting to 1,123 million tons of oil equivalent by 2040. This makes it vital for the upstream sector or exploration and production to search for potential hydrocarbon reserve to ensure national energy security. Since India is the fastest developing country, there has been a significant rise in the consumption of hydrocarbons. Hence, there is a need to increase the domestic oil and gas production.
Oil and gas contribute 33% of the global energy mix even today. With the increasingly growing need of energy, oil and gas shall need to be continuously explored and contribute to the energy mix of the globe. MOPNG and DGH play a crucial role in the economic development of the oil and gas sector while balancing the environmental needs of the planet.
Hydrocarbon field has a life cycle of approximately 50 years. 5 main steps in the life of an oil or gas field are discovery, evaluation, development, production, and abandonment. Right from seismic data acquisition, processing to site restoration, all the E&P activities are carried out keeping environment and long-term sustainability in mind. Once the hydrocarbon block is awarded, user, agency or operator has to obtain all the relevant clearances such as forest, environment and wildlife clearance. The grant of these clearances is given through a robust process and is only accorded after thorough due diligence of state and central government. Several activities like EIA studies and public hearing ensure safety and sustentation of local individuals, flora and fauna. There is a special provision for compensating the diversion of forest land. It is a mandate for user agency to do compensatory afforestation on the land, which is double that of the diverted land.
As per the Forest Conservation Act 1980 and the Forest Conservation Rules, we collect the net present value, which is different for different categories of forest. And apart from that, we also ensure that a degraded forest or a land in the revenue area is getting compensatory afforestation, and for that we do a site inspection and then site suitability is being carried out, based on which we calculate the amount of fund required for raising a forest and also for maintenance of the forest for a decade.
Oil and gas industry operations at each stage has given rise to various myths regarding environmental deterioration, but those myths need to be dispelled as they simply have little truth to them. There is a common belief that oil and gas exploration is similar to that of coal and other open cast mining. However, this is far from reality. The area required for hydrocarbon exploration is much smaller, that is 2 to 3% of the total diverted area as compared to open cast mining. One of the myths associated with E&P is that all exploration activities disrupt ecosystems. The truth is that all exploration activities such as site assessment, seismic surveys and exploratory drilling are conducted with strict adherence to environmental regulations. The seismic activities are short-term and have little to no impact on environment.
We have effluent treatment plants, we use all sorts of measures required to limit the water polluting the groundwater. So we do that. We have a very capable team which is involved in bioremediation, and they also carry out these kind of studies and mitigation measures to help protect the environment.
Another cognate myth is that exploration of hydrocarbons frequently results in oil spills. However, the truth is that oil spills happens very rarely, as rigorous safety protocols, advanced technologies, well-designed blowout preventers, spill prevention protocols are employed to minimize the risk of spills. E&P operations give rise to another myth, that drilling activities are harmful to groundwater and land due to usage of various drilling materials. However, the reality is that wells are drilled with stringent design, including multiple layers of casing and cement to isolate groundwater contamination from drilling debris. Further, there is another myth, that is, that E&P activities endangers forest cover as well as wildlife activities. To maintain the sanctity of ecologically sensitive areas and to avoid impact on above-the-ground biodiversity, one of the eco-friendly techniques proposed is extended reach drilling. The adoption of this technology would help in reaching the inaccessible area, resulting in preservation of the indigenous flora and fauna. The MOEF and CC has recently acknowledged the importance of ERD technology, as it does not require diversion of forest area to undertake drilling activities. Another common myth is that the abandoned wells leak hazardous substances into the environment, rendering land unusable. However, abandonment processes include responsible well plugging and abandonment. User agency adhere to all the relevant guidelines and regulations laid down by regulatory authorities, ensuring proper site restoration. Despite the fact that Dulijan field is producing since last 134 years, the flora and fauna in and around the area have been preserved. On that account, another myth that oil exploration is only beneficial to the big oil companies can be dispelled, since they undertake numerous initiatives for protection and conservation of environment, local flora and fauna. E&P organizations work for conservation of green cover through initiatives like Mangrove Plantation Drive. For protection of wildlife, initiatives like conservation of White-Winged Wood Duck Project and Eastern Swamp Deer Conservation Project has been undertaken. Under CSR activities for local population, various subsidized, preventive and curative health programs are facilitated by various oil companies to address issues of health and sanitation for the underprivileged. Additionally, skill development institutes with initiatives like adoption and setting up of industrial training institutes, vocational training programs have resulted in employment generation for indigenous population. With a growing economy, an environmentally conscious approach is the way forward, and it is Directorate General of Hydrocarbons' mission to ensure that development is a socially and environmentally an all-embracing one.
MOPNG and DAGH shall continuously strive to reduce the import dependency of oil and gas of our nation while maintaining the environment and safety of the citizens of the nation.